Okay, good morning, everyone. Let me just get the stream. Langford, um, do we agree with each other? You got my emails? All right, folks, let me get the stream started. Something sort of funny happened. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it without permission. I did. I checked. I checked. You made money trading a discretionary trade. All right, folks. Good morning. Welcome to Thursday Claims Philly Fed. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10 Minute Trades. Please remember all the trades we discuss, they're for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Let me just, I'm a little bit behind this morning. I'm sorry, but it's been a busy week and sometimes I can't keep up. That's just the way it is. And I am going to apologize, but I can't do anything about it sometimes. What was the date last Thursday? Somebody tell me the date last Thursday, please, real quick, or you don't have to. Let me look it up. Hold on. We're going to look at the gold open. Last Thursday was the 7th, was the 14th, and the week before was the 7th. So last Thursday we had retail, and I'm just trying to see if I can grab my video. So I need 4-7. Give me 1 second. I don't think it's here. I don't think I have a video from 2 weeks ago, unfortunately. Oh, maybe we do. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Uh, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Don't know why I don't, but I don't. Okay, nothing I can do about it. Just going by memory. Let me look at my journal real quick. We have a new setup for Thursday claims, so it might be appropriate for people to test this morning. It seems to be working, but we're not 100% because it's new. We haven't traded it a lot yet. You might want to trade the micro on the NQ this morning for this particular report. And I guess I will say for the beige book going forward, we will stay in the room for 20 minutes instead of looking for a 2 or 3 minute trade. I just think that these Fed reports, they give good opportunities if you wait longer. It was a good short. I wasn't really ready to take it, but it was a good short. But it took a while to become a good short. Okay. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, the unemployment was not a total winner with the range setup. It hit the first target. There was indecision at the time of the news. So I think my point is I would trade carefully this morning. My point is I'm not sure I would risk. Let me show you the DMM. There's not a lot of time, so let me turn my recorder on. I assume everyone can hear me fine, right? So Langford, can I tell what happened to you last night? Or would you rather we keep it private? I mean, it's pretty funny. And it's not the first time. So I got a kind of an email this morning. Hey, there was no DMMs for the French flash German manufacturing. Um, I took the trade and I made money on the first one. And so Langford traded the German flash manufacturing at 3:30 in the morning Eastern time, and the report comes out tomorrow, and he made money. which is hilarious. So, it's just like what happened to me yesterday. I accidentally traded 8 contracts of micro gold and it killed my bond trade profit. We make mistakes. We're actually building into the software in the new version. You won't be able to accidentally trade more contracts than you want to. We're putting more safety uh, levers, or whatever you want to call them, more safety features in the software. But I think it's funny. There's been many times when I've traded reports when I, didn't have the news release data in front of me, and the report was the next day, and there was still a move in the market, and I made money, or sometimes lost money. But always triple check the calendars, especially if you're trading by yourself, right? If you're trading by yourself, triple check the calendars. So I'm going to load my gold open. We're here. There's Thursday unemployment news. So I'm going to load my gold open setup. It's 8 ticks for the first target, 20 for the second. Let's check the ATR for a rough idea about volatility. ATR times 3. Oh, this makes it tricky. So let me see. So 12. No, it's not tricky. So 12. I'm roughly 12. Yes, I see there was magnet trades galore. Mark, it wasn't a magnet trade. Not really, right? You know why, right? We'll pull up gold. Look at gold. Not a magnet, because I can see the test. The magnet was at 7 o'clock, 7:15, right? 7:32. Well, it started. I mean, you could still say it is a magnet, right? I mean, this is the one you're talking about, I'm assuming. Yeah. So it wasn't an official magnet because it tested right before. That was the magnet. See, the magnet really was overnight, 6 in the morning, and it was hard. That was not easy. It took a really well. There's a magnet. You see what I'm saying? I want to see a longer test, but it set up perfectly, really. You do get that second test as a magnet also. So I would say there's only one rule. Really, there's only one rule. My rule is usually on a 1 minute chart, if I can't see, and this is a stupid rule, if I can't see a previous test, then I'll consider it as a magnet trade. Because I can see the test, it's not as strong because it tested it, recently. The concept, the idea for me behind the trade is I don't want a recent test. It works better if you don't have that recent test. But this is just a perfect setup. It's a perfect setup. And you also had moving averages crossing over. The squeeze was on your side. I mean, and I'm sure that there was signals also. So, you're not going to not do it if the market tells you to do it, right? And exactly, if you have a 2-week low, you know what I mean. So originally when we got here, so our gold stop should be about 30 ticks. What was your ATR today on gold, Mark? Mine's about 36, 12 or 33, somewhere around times 3 equals 33. 11 is what I mean. 11 times 3. You're still 7. Huh. I'm a little bit higher. I'm a little bit higher. So I'm looking at micro gold for these opens, and I'm really not ready this morning. I hate to say it. I'm not quite ready. Let me put in, I want a slightly bigger stop this morning than 22. I think I would go with 26. And then don't forget my original range is always one tick above the range, one tick below the range, graphic shown on chart, one click bar look back, one target for 8 ticks, one target for 20. If my first target gets hit, I move my stop to break even -3. Now, yesterday I did not take a gold open, I don't think, if I remember correctly. So this morning, there may be a trade, and it's now well off the low. It's well off the low. The 830 trade, I would consider it with the MNQ. I don't think I'm ready for a full size MNQ on Thursday claims with Philly Fed. Philly Fed often doesn't release on time. We can get a good test with MNQ. It's not a brand new setup. We've been trading it. It's not, I think this 830 time period has been very inconsistent. That's something that we've seen. So, I leave it up to you to decide, how seriously you want to trade it. Let me show you the DMM. It's not one of those, remember what we always say, trade the reports that give you the best opportunity for profit. And I'm not sure, this is not one of them. It's not a terrible disaster, but we need to see how it performs if we're going to use this range setup. So it's a range start time at 8:30. 8:30 even. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below. It's a 90-second cancel. It's slow. And 8:30. See, I think something's wrong with our setup. I'm telling you the truth. I think that something is screwed up now that I'm looking at it. And I am going to test it this morning. And I'm recommending that, well, I'm going to trade it as is, but I think our range should be longer for some reason. So I'm not, it was so crazy yesterday. I didn't get a chance to, let me just look. Hang on. All right, I'm gonna test it. 8:30:05. I just want to bear with me, folks, if you don't mind. Bear with me. So I'm recommending that you sit this report out. Okay, sit this out. Don't trade real money. Don't trade real money on it. And I'm gonna watch it myself also. Let me. I'll set the trade up. I'm gonna test it on full size NQ. Targets. I think the targets. I think this is a complicated time frame, and it's inconsistent. I don't want anybody to get hurt on it. And I just think that I want to study it a little more. Entry time, 8:30. Oh 05. I'm going to make gold. I'm going to make gold. In fact, I don't have to put this one on. Let's go to gold. I'll put that on after. Let me check my time sync real quick. Gold is 820. Computer's in sync. So gold's a little bit close to the low, right? We're a little bit close to the low. But it's $3 away. Okay, so I don't think it's too close to trade it, and it's going in the other direction. So on the opens, we're just looking for a good signal at 820. Looking for a good signal at 820, but I'm going to try and hold off on the first signal. I find gold the for me it's the hardest open. But I'm also not going to make the same mistake that I made Monday and trade at highs and lows. If it's sitting at the high and low, it's okay to go the opposite direction, but shouldn't trade in the direction of the support or resistance. In other words, if gold was sitting right on the low, I would not take the short signal, because we find there is a possibility it can change direction at the short signal or the long signal. It's a tendency of markets to change direction at support and resistance. So Tesla was interesting yesterday. They had good earnings. Tesla is really the only. Is there another electric car company? No, that's the only electric car company that works, not counting, the major already existing gasoline companies. I don't think Rivian is a valid company yet. They may not make it. It's not a given that they're going to make it. They're the only electric car company, I think, that seems like it might have a chance of being a company. And I don't think they've shipped a car. I don't know if any of you all watch MKBHD. He's a YouTube tech influencer. Did a great video about electric car companies and how there's been quite a few that have raised billions and none of them have ever shipped a car. It's a great video. MKBHD is the name of the YouTube video guy. He's great. I mean, he's been doing YouTube. He's got like 3.5 million followers, I think. He's been making YouTube videos since he was like 15. I think he's about 25 now. Really smart guy. Professional frisbee player. Also, he's a really interesting person. All right, let's watch gold. I don't sleep, so I watch YouTube videos all night long. I don't sleep well. So we'll see if we get what kind of signal we get. So 7, it's not a strong enough signal for me. I want a better signal with a little bit of, price action. The squeeze is against us. So I may pass on gold this morning because I have to take care of the other trade. So I can't concentrate on the gold open if it's not quick this morning. You know, if I get a 9 or a 10, so it's two longs in a row, absolutely no price action though. Squeeze is working against us. So, you know, I'm okay. It's starting. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'd like it to hit my first target. Push up, hit my first target, take me out. I'm shrinking my stop. I'm just not willing to lose very much because I got to go to that next trade. Push up, get me out of here. Push up, get me out of here. Okay, I'm out of here. All right. I just took a quick little profit. I don't have time to mess with gold this morning. Gold open traders, tell me if you think that that was a reasonable signal to take. Was that a reasonable signal to take? You know, you do have an upward trend now. That might have helped us. So let's go to the Thursday claims. You all didn't take it. It wasn't that strong. So, you know, I managed my way out of it. You know, that's one way you can deal with things. If you think you didn't do the right thing, manage your way the heck out of it if you get the opportunity, and then you could wait for another signal, right? I mean, or just don't take it. It wasn't that great a signal. I'd rather see more than an 8. So my issue with this DMM is I think the range should be longer, but I'm going to test it the way it is. And but I'm simming it, okay? I'm testing it in sim. Now you got a long signal on gold. So I think our signal was probably the right direction. So targets of 15 and 35 with a stop of 25. Activation time is 8:30:05, okay? And because I'm testing it, I'll test it on NQ. It may work. You know what I mean? It could work. I'm just not I don't have a ton of faith in we're working on the setup and it's an inconsistent time period. So that's the reality. There's another long signal, so I think our signal was probably right. It's a range trade, graphic shown on chart. So I'm looking for one target of 15. I think, all right, one target of 35 might be big. Start time of the range is 8:30. The end of the range is 8:30:05. I really think I have notes. It should be 8:30:10, and I'm going to have to do some serious looking back. And this is Thursday claims and Philly today. All right. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm not risking 200 this morning. You notice that I'm being careful. Okay. I am being careful in what I choose to trade live because there's a war. There's no denying we have difficult markets. And you want to be picky about the reports you trade. If you trade 10 times a month, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You don't have to trade 40 times a month. Now, let me just redo my video while I'm talking. And especially, don't forget, we have, if you're going to take part in earnings, you can take part in earnings with the micros if you want to, right? You don't have to trade full size, or you could trade one contract. You could definitely, so that's 7 trades, possibly 6 trades this month. CPIs I'm taking Australia jobs. There's plenty of trades to take live, but the ones that are inconsistent, you don't have to take those. Those are the ones you can practice, you can test, you can, you know, talk to people in the trade room to get extra ideas. You know, that's the way that I think We make the most money by being picky, being picky. So I'm going to put, let's watch gold. In theory, there are people that trade gold after news, right? After news. You could put that open setup back on, right? And you could take a gold trade after the news if you wanted to. It's not an unreasonable um, methodology for discretionary trading, right? For discretionary news trading. It's very reasonable. And a lot of people in the room do it. Bonds were red. So a couple of folks are looking at bonds for help with gold direction. I hope you don't mind me giving away your secrets all the time. But I guess that's why we're all here. I'm allowed to give away the secrets. Chantal, how did the oil trade go? Is Calvin here? How was settlement? There's two people are telling me that the end of the day, our end of the day trade is back. People are telling me our end of the day, it's back. Chantal, you know what I'm going to ask you to do, right? Hey, everybody on YouTube, I forgot you're all here. Gator, it's never too low to trade. Volume is never too low to trade. Well, I shouldn't say never. I never say never. Um, it's tradable. It's tradable. Um, okay. Chantal, Eric, I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him yesterday. It's a yes. It's a yes. I will bug him today. Everyone on YouTube, please give us a like. Don't forget, we have a webinar tomorrow, today, 4 o'clock, earnings webinar. Everybody in the room, earnings webinar. Don't forget, today at 4 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 p.m. Um, Mark, what's Lucid? Is Lucid a car company? That one I never heard of. I've never heard of them. Did you say you have a Rivian dealer near you? A Rivian dealer? Well, see, they're taking orders. Oh, okay. Okay. So far, other than Tesla, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no other electric car company that shipped a car to the public. Okay, Mark, I will look. Now, that video that I'm talking about that he made might have been 6 months ago. So I'm absolutely able to be corrected on that. But I don't recall if Lucid was in the video or not. Okay, we're going to get our range at 8:30 and we'll see if our time frame is working. So our orders are on. Philly Fed is late. 90 seconds, a 90-second count. But look at gold. It feels like it's responding to that news this morning, without a doubt. It certainly seemed like gold was responding to the news better than the NQ was. The jobless claims are down. That's good for the market. The NQ popped up, hit the first target. So maybe our 5-second range is fine. Maybe that range is fine. I think that second target is a little big. Okay. It's a little big. So I may trail a little bit to the bottom of the candle. Might as well expand the target if you get opportunity. So this could have worked, folks. This could have worked. Philly Fed was also mixed, it looks like. I was going to say positive, but it looks mixed, actually. So Philly Fed was down on orders, up on employment, business conditions terrible. Philly Fed very down. Philly Fed negative. Not affecting, maybe the market's looking at the jobless numbers more strongly. And NQ, it looks like it's running out of steam. I was just going to say maybe trail a little more. Now, if you trail, you'll just get stopped. It's very chop, probably not trading on news anymore. So, I'm way above my original target. Let's see. This would have worked. It would have worked this morning. Would have worked. So I think what I'll do is I've said this before, and I'm just not thinking clearly. I'll run these tests with the micros live instead of simming them with the large one. I think it's more interesting. So gold definitely moved after the news, and it looked tradable with signals, if you ask me. All right, so let me get out of this. I'll trail to get out, leave the target where it is, because we're going to go to the oil open now. And bingo. Okay, that would have been a pretty nice trade. And I think you could have had a long gold trade possibly there as well after the news. So see how you could use signals after news? It's very interesting. Very interesting. Signals are still coming. So if you're a discretionary trader, our software and Tick Strike is a phenomenal combination, in my opinion. It's a great, great combo. What a reversal, right? Wow. Wow. Fred, you tested it with the 10-second range, and you were filled before me, but you had a successful trade, right? I'm pretty sure that we upped the range slightly. I'm pretty sure, and somehow my boss and I crossed messages, but it's not critical because the original move at 8:30. The key is we want to miss a whipsaw if there's a whip. That's the key, and the 5 seconds is valid for that, so it's okay. And it wasn't the kind of thing. I had plenty of time if I wanted to send an email to all of our DMM subscribers. It wasn't as wanted people not to trade it. Or not a situation where I would have warned people it was so dangerous they shouldn't trade it. I don't think it was that kind of a situation. So anyway, let's go to our next step. Gold, absolutely tradable. This is one of the issues of doing these opens, everyone. If we were just here for gold, you could have 5 gold trades or one really long gold trade. Yes, the reaction to the news was late, Mark. I think so too. And it's also, we have a 90-second cancel on that report. But Philly Fed was late also. Philly Fed was late. which its history is late. That's what Philly Fed does. A lot of those Fed reports, like the Virginia Fed report, is not always on time. Empire is one of the better ones. Empire Manufacturing is better on time. Give me 1 sec and we'll get over to oil. So I'm pretty excited about the new version of the software. I think we might have it soon, and maybe something else I'm working on, something crazy. I'm working on something crazy. No joke. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. If I can get it done, I may consult my online consultant. All right, I'm done. That gold was an awesome. It's not done being awesome if you're a gold trader. The adjust button is 100%. That's done. That's going to be done. That's 100% going in the new version. 100%, and it should be part of. It should be available for every trade, every setup, every setup. In other words, I'm going to have a new setup called earnings, and I don't want the adjust button only to be available for earnings. You follow me? I want the adjust button to be available. Maybe we'll want to trade FOMC minutes that way, because there are plenty of times I've traded using those earnings type setups for Fed reports or FOMC statements. So the adjust button, it's a must. I can't believe we didn't do it before. It's ridiculous. And I did not think of it. That's how dumb I am. I didn't think of it. And we have an adjust button in the trap trade, but it does something totally different. It's a totally different concept. All right. Once again, oil's over $1, but you know what? When we get here, but it doesn't matter, because when you think about the price of oil as it was compared to a year ago, that's why oil's up $1. It makes complete sense that oil is up more than what we're used to seeing it, because the price of oil is so high now. I'm just rebooting my platform. YouTube, folks, YouTube. We're going to have to close in a minute. So, Kershid, nice to see you. Sarah, you've seen Rivian trucks on the road. Okay. I will stand corrected. I will stand corrected. So, on YouTube, give us a like. We have to shut down in a minute, but I want to give you an opportunity to join our trade room real quick. And don't forget, we do have a webinar today at 4 p.m. with Rightline. We're going to go over our earnings, but you can join our trade room, www.jointhetraderoom.com. If you're watching on YouTube, join our trade room. It's not delayed, www.jointhetraderoom.com. We'd love to have you. I cannot paste the webinar link this morning, I'm sorry to say, but we're emailing everyone. If you got here from our email, you should have received an email for our earnings workshop today, 4 p.m. Thanks everyone on YouTube for joining us. And regular members were staying obviously through natural gas this morning. So thanks on YouTube, and Chantal, you could shut it, and we'll see you next time. We'll be